say they couldn't get in. So, hey, we can't get in, so I'm going to leave the notes. I'm Aleta Speier, NMD, and one of the leaders on the HEAT team. And tonight we're going to talk about maximizing your conference. So I know that if you're not coming to this conference, that you can learn something from this little training. And hopefully we will see you in Phoenix if you're not. But we're happy to have you join us tonight. So I'm going to punt here because all my notes are on my other computer, and I'm not making excuses, but let's see how good my memory is. So I wanted to let you know, first of all, this is the Super Bowl of events, okay? This conference, any conference is the Super Bowl of events. And they say that the conference, when you attend a conference, it really does move your business further. It's at least 6 months to a year. And the same happens if you don't attend a conference. So you have to really be plugged in. You have to really have your sponsor like making phone calls from the conference and plugging you in and trying to be as helpful as possible, letting them know of updates and things like that. So I want to congratulate all of you on this call that are going to the conference, and how do we maximize that? Okay, so first of all, I'm sure you guys have all downloaded the Juice Plus app on your phone. That's really important. You have to actually sign in with your email and sign in with your passcode to get it active for you. And at the same time, you can also add the other events that you are attending, like your team dinner. You can add that in there, and the room numbers, and you can add the 500 strong in there and add the room numbers. You can add the breakfasts and whatever you're doing, the extra things, and you have it all on your phone. So they've made it really, really easy. They even have restaurants on here. They have all kinds of things that is helpful to be in Indianapolis so that you feel secure with knowing the next step. The next thing I want you to try to do is you can either go on your app here, or you can go onto the virtual office and go to the Juice Plus conference icon on there and find out exactly who is training and what they're training about. And if you have two people that you're budding up with, for instance, and the events or the trainings are at the same time, maybe one go to one and the other go to the other. Now, all the trainings end up being on the virtual office. So we want to, but there's nothing like being right there, right? So so Thursday is Wednesday actually is your first day of training if you get there early. So there's a 2 o'clock training on Tower Garden 101. And then the 3 o'clock is keeping your Tower Garden in play year round. So those of you who have Tower Gardens or have people who have Tower Gardens, or those of you who want to build your Tower Garden business, because really all of our products are home runs, and you shouldn't leave out this one either. Those will be really good trainings to go to. They are also going to be reproduced some way down the next few days. So if you get there on Wednesday, try to register Wednesday because you get a gift when you register. And it's just kind of a way that people like to make sure that, that it's not going to be bottled up. Make sure your Boombox app is on your phone, or you screenshot your ticket and you keep it on your pictures. Or if you know if somebody's going there a little bit earlier than you, you can send your Boombox ticket to them and they can pick up your packet so you don't have to wait in line. So make sure that happens, because it's always really helpful to have those packets already sitting on your bed when you get in at 11 or 12 o'clock p.m. in the night. So the breakout trainings on Thursday, I know some of us are doing a breakout with other teams from 7:30 till about 12. So, but there are some breakout trainings on the Tower Garden. There's three-way connections. There's partnering with healthcare professionals. I would like to say that if you're not really active with healthcare professionals, to spend that time getting a train. Well, actually, that's the only training at that time. So you might want to jump in there and learn a little bit about that. It's actually from 12 to 1. So then there's a breakout training from 1 to 2 on the shred. And then the NMDs have a meeting, and then the live sessions at night from 5 to 7. So our team dinner is at Acapulco Joe's, and you can also put that on your schedule, because there's a little tab down here where it says my schedule. So you want to add that. So I simply put in Acapulco Joe's. I put the address in there so that all I have to do is tap it and walk right there, and I don't have to look for paperwork or anything like that. So then Friday, there's all the sessions are from like 9 to 5 on Friday, and Saturday is 9 to about 1. But you want to get there early, because then a lot of times our teams like to sit together. So I would recommend you get there at least a half an hour or 45 minutes in advance. Some of you are going to the prayer breakfast, and if you are, then you want to make sure that your buddy or somebody saves you a couple seats. And we usually, I think, sit on the left side of the big room, and somebody saves, the 20 seats there, or we all work together to make sure that we're all there on time. So another couple things, what I like to do is I like to call my people that didn't make conference during the conference, and I like to kind of pinpoint something that they would really get fired up about. And sometimes I'll make a call to somebody, like I'll make a call to one of my reps that I know wanted to be here really bad but couldn't make it, and I would say, you are coming to Phoenix. And the Phoenix conference is in April, the 28th, 29th of April in 2018. So this is when you start plugging in those people that aren't coming to this conference. This is when you get their commitment. I know you can't make it this time, but promise me we all go together to Phoenix. It's closer. It's well, for some of you it might not be, but it's just a good idea, because they probably feel bad anyway. They're not coming to this conference. So just kind of put a little bug in their ear and say, okay, you have it written down on your calendar. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a great time. Count on Phoenix for us, okay? And then you want to also bring a notebook, and don't be out shopping at promo promotions, Juice Plus promotions, when the main stage speakers are up there, because it's really important to be in your seats during the trainings from the main stage. Okay, I'll stop here and see if anybody has any questions on anything I've said. Trying to remember all this. So yeah, it's really important. I want to also remind you that sometimes they have a t-shirt sale at the very end on Saturday. So if you're like on a budget and you think you want to bring home a lot of t-shirts, why don't you wait till right after the conference and zip in there and go get your t-shirts for your family. Also, look at bringing back something for your team members that couldn't go, something that will inspire them or make them feel like you've thought about them. And like I said before, there's no harm in saying right then and there when you're talking to them, gosh, I really missed you here. I can't wait for Phoenix, and you're going to be sitting right next to me. So the 500 strong, I had all this on my notes, and I can post them on the page, the room number and everything. I think it's 122, 123 from 1245 to 1:30 is the 500 strong on Friday. So you want to put that into your little Juice Plus Live app. The Burdick contest is, I will be writing that in there too. It's called Wasum Saloon. It's actually a salon inside the convention center, and that will happen about 20 minutes after at the close on Saturday, and we want to make sure we're there early because that room gets full, and that's when we're giving away the money. And I know if you haven't already sent your points in to Nikki or myself, to make sure you do that by tonight, because I'm sending mine in. I'm sure Nikki either has already sent her points in, and I know we had qualifiers day yesterday, so some of you were putting in points yesterday and moving them back. So make sure your upline NMD has all that information. See, I'm trying to think of what else. I just think it's an awesome idea. You get a name tag. I was going to bring that out. Stick some of your business cards in that name tag, so that when you're seeing somebody who lives in Kansas City and you have a sister or a brother or somebody that lives in Kansas City, that instantly you can make that connection, give that person a card, and make sure you grab theirs and put Kansas City on there and say, gosh, I have a sister in Kansas City. I love for you to welcome her. I'm going to try to get her to come to an event. I'm going to email you when I get home, and make sure that, that we connect the two together. You could build your business everywhere, you guys, even if you have people in Italy and you have family in Italy or whatever, or you would like to build your business in Italy or whatever. There's all kinds of Facebook pages with Italian things on it. So, that's a good idea. I think one of the great ideas that I think that Nikki and some of the upline NMDs talked about when I first started going to conferences, ask people, even in the bathroom, how they got started in the business. As many people that there are going to be at conferences, there's as many ideas and suggestions of how people get started in the business, or who introduced you to the product, and how did you hear about the product. And that is a really helpful tool. I mean, I've heard things from, there was a big sign on somebody's lawn, said Juice Plus, and I pulled in, said, what is this? To very casual, dripping on for 17 years, right, Maggie? So I just think that sometimes you get more ideas about how people share the business when you just everybody's friendly, everybody's fun to be with. And so it's just kind of a nice idea to ask people where they learned about it. A lot of us share our rooms with people, and that cuts down on the pricing. So you want to make sure that your upline NMD has either a Voxer chat prepared or a text group chat prepared, so that if there's a change in something, a room or something, you can quickly text them or Vox them or type in the Vox section. Because if any of you have Pro Edition, you can actually hit the T on the side of it and transcribe anything. Even if you're in the conference, you don't have to listen to Voxer. It all transcribes so that you can see what they said. So it's a helpful tool. So I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Is there any questions at this
point? Yes, here's a big question. I can't find the app. Where do I go to find the app?
I think that you could probably find it on in your app store.
Oh, in my apps, okay.
Yeah, whether you have an Android or whether you have, it's called Juice Plus Live.
Okay, great, no problem.
I just did it. I just went to the app store and did it.
Leah, I have a question. So I got the app, and then you pull it open and it says Indianapolis download, right?
Uh-huh.
So I download, and then it says it needs permission to save and open files for this event.
Okay.
So we do that?
Yes.
Yep.
So then I do that, and then it doesn't do anything except go back to the other page of download again.
Well, I know that they ask you what your email is, right? What did you do when you just downloaded it, Sheila?
I just downloaded the Juice Plus Live app and followed the directions, and then this is the screen that just popped up, and it didn't ask me for email or anything.
Mine wanted to use all my media and my pictures.
Oh, you don't have to put that on there if you don't want to. I think probably Maggie, because it was their very first time you're downloading it. Sheila, you probably had it on there before, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So that's probably why. You probably had it, they have a social media link right here, and you can go right on Instagram and you can upload a picture of you and some friends. So that's why they're asking you to, if they want to access to your picture.
How did you get so good at that? Okay.
All right.
So, hey, Aleta, the only thing that I would wanted to add, because I'm trying to work with my team right now, is I'm setting events.
Oh. Yes.
afterwards.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about that. And I wanted you and a couple other people to share what you guys do and how you set yourself up. Go ahead, Carrie.
Well, there's a couple things. One would be to find people on Facebook or put an event that you're going to be in Indianapolis and get it out there so that people know that you're coming. Because you can have friends of friends who know people who are living in Indianapolis. So that's one. But the other one is I am meeting with my team. Well, I'm actually down in Medford now. And I'm talking to them about setting up events after conference. So that's the week after conference. So what does it look like on your calendar for that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 or 5 days? How many events can you schedule? Because when you come out of conference, you're going to be on fire. And that's the time, especially for the people that didn't go, to get them fired up about having events and getting your energy, so it starts to get their energy going. It's a great time for events. So I would just throw that out there, that's a perfect timing. As soon as you get back from conference, you set up the next 2 to 3 weeks and just fill it with events.
Right, and it could be anything. It could be meeting people in a coffee shop. It could be anything.
Right. Yeah. Facebook parties, to events, to wine and wellness, to shred. Remember, we have a shred like 2 weeks or a week and a half after conference. We're going to be into a shred again. So having something to do with shred, that's a perfect time. Salad in a jar, it's perfect time. There's really nothing that you can't do that won't be energetically just putting yourself out there.
And trust me, you're like a racehorse with no place to go if you don't have something planned.
That's right.
So, Michelle, how about you? How do you prepare for conference? And especially with having a child at home.
Well, I sit down and block out my calendar. Like now, today I was seriously going over everything now because conference is here. Okay, all his events are plugged in. And then looking back from the next conference to now and the goals that I have of what I want to achieve, I backtrack from that. All the big rocks are put in, and then I backtrack of how many events do I need to happen in between and in place for this to happen? Facebook events. I always do a fall facial party. It's kind of becoming tradition. So the things that I have in is, do I have some type of business event coming in? Even just something fun, having friends over. Like, I'm so pumped up from it, but gosh, just have them over for wine and a movie night, like a healthy movie, like watching What the Health or something. So that's kind of what I do to plan. I look ahead and backtrack in order to get me rolling.
Right. And also, looking towards Phoenix, really having goals of how many people you want to bring to Phoenix right now, because most of your people, I'm not saying that all of them are already set. There's still time to invite. There's another, 15 days before you can start inviting people. And I have had more people come at the last minute in some conferences, like this young lady right here who just popped on, Michelle Baker. Hi. So, you never know, at the last minute they can say they want to go, and then you have another team member come in a conference, right, Michelle? So, Heidi, how do you prepare for conference?
Oh my God, by getting my energy up already. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I prepare by asking as many people as possible and sowing those seeds before I go, like just still putting in that action, putting people in the pipeline. And like you say, sowing that seed into our reps for the next conference, for those that can't go. And just don't give up. Even to the last minute, I'm like talking to them and just still, what's the possibility? Just throwing it out there just to see. But I just met an incredible woman today in H&M. And all I said to her was, congratulations, because I'd overheard her saying that she'd lost 50 pounds. And before the end of the conversation, I had her number, she had my number. Then she called me and told me of an insurance guy that wants to meet with me to plan an event. And so I invited her to conference. she's thinking about it.
That's cool.
But that was pretty fun. So yeah, just keep talking to people and sowing those seeds.
That's great.
Miss
Awesome.
Miss Aleta,
Yes.
this is Michael from the
Hi, Michael.
from the Michael and Mariah show. Just something I want to encourage people to do is to bring their active memory jogger, is because as they are sitting in the seats listening to story after story and presentation after presentation, so many names come up, so many ideas come up. And I think it's important to make sure that they have that, you know, that's something that I do, is always just making a list of all the people I'm thinking of. And, oh gosh, yeah, they said that idea. And gosh, that would be great for Jim, Bob, Sue, you know, to do this, this, and this. So making sure that they have that present. I think that's an important piece as well.
Absolutely. I had that on my list of things to say, so I'm so happy you said that.
And here's the other half of the Michael and Mariah show. I think the other thing that I've been utilizing for healthcare providers is just to remember that there's the nutraceutical event on Thursday. And so that is a way to get, for healthcare providers that might need CME hours, inviting them to the nutraceutical event. And then, oh, by the way, they get a free entrance in a conference. And I think we just got one more guest to conference via that route.
Wow, that's great. Awesome. Sweet baby. Are you bringing your baby, Mariah and Michael?
This time I'm going to stay home with all three kids, and we're going to head to Phoenix, and we'll do the kid invasion and have the nanny with us. But this time Michael's just going to go and be super present with all of our team members, and he gets a chance to be an adult and party through the night while I'm home with the kids.
Oh, that's
Tag
great.
team.
That's awesome. So we're about ready to close right now. I just really looking forward to seeing all of you. We're all celebrating together on Thursday night at our dinner, so that's going to be fun. And I will post the notes soon as I can figure out what happened to my computer. And I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. And I know that we have a Take Healthy call back tonight at 7:15, so it's never too late to invite somebody to that. Hey, can you hop on a call right now? I know you've been curious about da-da-da, and never know who you might get at the last minute, right? Have a great event tomorrow night, Heidi.
Oh, thank you. We will.
Yeah. All right, you guys, we'll talk to you later. Take care. Have a good night.
Thanks, Aleta. You're awesome.
Okay,